At this very moment, in a system far from here, the New Republic lies to the galaxy! All remaining systems will bow to the First Order!
Hello and welcome to Ionized Basterds. I am your host and Game Master Michael. Real quick before we get started, I just wanted to promote my ongoing series of Star Wars short stories, Heart of the Jedi. You can find a playlist to the audio versions here on YouTube, or alternatively, if you go to my Twitter at Local First Order, you can find links to my Archive of Our Own page, where you can read the entire collection, as well as the newest ongoing story, Elegy of Malevolence Abyss. But without further ado, let's get into tonight's show. So, time to introduce the rest of my cast, my players, my lovely, lovely accomplices. Let's start off with the newest addition from the Bombad cast, the one, the only, Jerry, playing 4D44. How you doing, Jerry?
Hello, Michael. I am doing very well. How are you today?
Oh, you're method acting. Okay, that's great. Anyway, moving on.
I am the Daniel Day-Lewis of droids.
That's a sentence that has now been said. Next up.
Yes, it is.
From...
Oh no!
Oh no! Don't break character. It's okay. I'll cut that out. Don't worry.
Right.
I'm gonna cut it out. Anyway, next from Broaxium, the man who sat next to me as we watched Kenobi at Star Wars Celebration Anaheim. It's the one and only Dan Miller.
It's a great time. Great time, Michael. I remember your warm embrace fondly, and yes, Misa ready to get this show on the road.
Hell yeah, dude. Next up from Octo Radio, fellow member of Team Big Chungus, undefeated in epic confrontations. It's Alden Diaz.
Undefeated, baby. Big Chungus for life.
Big Chungus
undefeated.
For life.
Yeah, we don't know what it's like to lose. Maybe in a different reality we might, but that's not the reality.
Well, speaking of people who know what it's like to lose, from the Nerd Academy podcast.
Oh, no.
Wow.
It's our one and only Jared the Dark Jedi.
Jeez.
Wow.
And where did that bring you? Back to me.
I almost went the Thanos route.
I say that as the Thanos of Epic Confrontations, another show that just about all of us, except for Dan, is involved in.
Yes,
well,
yet.
Guys, I don't know. I'm not a trivia person. Recollection.
That's okay. Neither is Jared.
It's not my thing.
Jared, it's been 3 minutes and 7 seconds.
Jared got to go on Star Wars Explained tonight and is riding that high. Let's ruin his night.
Yeah,
now.
Let's knock him down. Let's put him back.
Yeah, it's not me, Jared. I had no idea.
I know you wouldn't, Dan.
So let's just jump into it, friends. So when last we left off, the crew of the Ionized Basterds had made their way up the mountain on Vuma and had a little sit down with Sage and managed to get their hands on HSD-2, now having 2 of the 3 droids they need, and knowing that the third one is with a former Imperial and leader of the militia of the city of Beltran, Kaster Angel. So, after being ambushed by some mercenaries who were hired by one Hawk Scuff, and putting some dots together, Faiben became increasingly paranoid about his potential involvement with being the target of that attack, perhaps, and confessed to his history of being a former Imperial Inquisitor. At which point, they collectively formed a plan to take down Kaster Angel and his operation. Thawbor set up a meeting with Kaster to introduce Faiben into the fold as the distraction and to get everyone within the skyscraper, while 40 and Zuso Yort sneak in through the sewer with explosives to blow that building to hell.
Yeah.
So, where we have left off, everyone has taken a rest for the evening, and you guys have just woken up as the sun begins to rise on Vuma, and the day is yours to, if you want to discuss anything or do anything before you go out to try and enact your plan, you are welcome to.
I'm gonna take the helmet off real quick here.
Do you sleep in your helmet?
No,
It's weird.
didn't jar, and I am not. Faiben's kind of looking around, trying to see if he can find like a long black sheet he can like fasten into a cape
I
to
knew it.
look inquisitory again.
Yeah, there's
Because obviously he's like he doesn't have his armor anymore, and like even if he did still own his Inquisitor armor, it would have been destroyed on the Gundark's nest.
There's some
Yeah,
curtains.
with-
There's some curtains there that you can.
you actually find what looks like it was being used as a tarp, but really it's just a thick cloth that you can very easily, like with a few like pins you find lying around, sort of fasten it to like have a hood, so that way it's basically just a long cloak with a little bit of a hood that you throw up.
Well, you look nice.
I have hairpins if you would like them.
You know, that may not be a bad idea. I just, it's been so long. Like I haven't worn that armor in like almost 10 years. Faiben's like visibly flustered about all of this. Like, and it's like like a weird moment of vulnerability because he's gone from like, as Thawbor likes to call him, tall, dark, and homicidal, to like clearly being jittery over this whole ordeal. Thank you, 4D.
Very welcome. You are perspiring quite a lot.
Yeah, a little bit. Ooh, actually, wait a minute. Does anybody have spray paint? Anybody?
You look around and you see that all of the Guardians have left the cavern at this point. It's just you left within there.
Damn.
I've got some in my arm.
Yeah, Zuso does. You see one of the fingers. It's actually his middle finger. Like the tip of it sort of bends off, and there's like a multicolor assortment of spray paint in there.
Can you throw like kind of like the Inquisitor in Tales of the Jedi? Can you throw like an Imperial insignia on this bad boy?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it's no problem. Misa can do that for you right away.
Let's see what I can have you roll to see how quality this insignia you.
Oh
no! It's been a minute since I've looked at this character sheet.
He's a little
You don't have
aerosol.
lungs, 4D. Why are you coughing?
It got in my vocoder. I'm sorry.
Touche.
Go ahead and make. Jeez, what do I even have you roll?
My vocabulator. Excuse me. I was in the wrong galaxy for a second there.
Tell you what, just roll as many green dice equal to your agility, with a difficulty of 2.
Who? All of us?
Just you, Dan.
Okay. 2, 3, and a roll.
Did you add the 2 purple dice to it?
Ah, shit. Here.
There you go.
Yeah. Hold on. There we go. All right. Okay. And 2 purple?
Yep.
Now roll. Boom. What the hell does that mean? It doesn't tell you.
Oh, does this dice? Okay, no. I can read them though on my end. As long as you're in the bastards room, I can see what you rolled. So that's 1 success and 2 advantage. Okay.
I was gonna be like, you're gonna roll a failure, and he's gonna be like, this is the Imperial one, right? And it's a Rebel Alliance one.
With shocking artistic talent, Zuso manages to make a pretty convincing Imperial insignia. It actually kind of looks like it was always meant to be an Imperial guard.
Misa considered a Renaissance man at home.
Who would have known? This guy's got more than one skill.
Good work, Zuzo. I kind of like, pat him on the shoulder.
Okay, so now that we finished dress up, how much longer do we have until we're supposed to go, risk our lives?
You got a couple hours until your lunch date with Kaster Angel, and so you can make any necessary preparations or have a little bit of time to discuss the details of the plan, or we can skip ahead to the execution of said plan.
Thawbor, we should come up with a consistent story as to how we met and how you hired me.
Yeah. Okay. So we could say that you found me at my office on Dayu, that you came in, that you were looking to get back in the game, and that you had heard that I had connections to people that may or may not have committed some crimes at a certain time from a certain point of view, allegedly, and that you wanted to, start making a little bit of money for yourself, line your pockets, and that we came straight here. We don't mention anything about a Star Destroyer. We don't mention anything about droids. We don't mention any of that. It's just, I'm a middleman. You need work. Does that about cover everything?
If Hawk is in the room, I can just say that the Gundark's desk wasn't my only career path.
Yeah. I mean, why you're enterprising young man. It's a hard time for everybody. The economy, things, jobs, bills. Look,
You're
I
gonna turn
didn't
into the
go-
Always Sunny, like with the economy being what it
I was
is.
about to
Yes,
say.
exactly. It's the whole thing. And look, what I think we need to establish is some sort of code word or signal to initiate. How do I put this? Red laser death upon people in the room, because if at any point things get dicey, yes, we will be sitting pretty close together, but not very sure how helpful I'll be in that situation.
You're right. You have any ideas for a code word?
I mean, it could be anything. Is there anything that would stick out in a way that you would be able to act without me having to tell you to act?
Not off the top of my head.
Okay, well,
Flat cakes?
no, I like where your head's at, though.
No, would you like flat cakes?
Oh, would I like? Yeah,
As 4D just pulls like from a box of rations that's left over. he goes,
Misa loves.
I can heat them up for
Sure.
you.
Yeah, why don't you? Yeah, do that. I'll take a flag.
Sure.
As 4D sheathes his pistols and starts cooking
All right.
breakfast for everyone.
Okay, we won't die hungry. That's good. I like that. All right, singed with blaster fire to cook them. Interesting. Okay.
I love the smell of
worse?
carbon scoring in the morning.
Yeah. Okay, so how about this?
They have gristle.
If at any point in the conversation you hear me say the two words Princess Leia, that's when you know.
Princess Leia, copy that.
Why on earth would we talk about somebody as grating and annoying as she can be?
Who's that?
A big important government lady.
Oh,
All right.
Well, is
Ready
there
to go
any
into the belly
way
of the beast?
to... I just want to make sure, can Team A and Team B communicate with each other? Do we have comms on? Are they going to be able to hear the meeting as it happens?
If you keep your comm link on and they don't confiscate it when you get in the building, perhaps you could do that.
Are my
But
comms routed through my helmet?
Misa got built-in comm.
That's right.
Okay.
You do have your comms through your helmet. So yeah.
Can somebody? You have comm to the helmet. You have yours built in. Can somebody patch a comms directly into the translator on my hump? That way they don't know to translate it or to confiscate it.
I feel like it's already been because we've talked to you through comms before and understood you.
Yeah. You
Okay.
probably
So-
would have some sort of
It'll work long distance.
onboard
Okay.
communications.
Beautiful. All right. So we're set.
And even if it's not long distance, I'm close enough to you, so you'd be getting helmet.
And they're
comms.
they're going to be under the building where the characters are anyway. So it's just a matter
Yeah.
of however many floors.
So with your helmet comms though, Faiben, you will only be able to hear them while your helmet is on. If it's loud enough for you to hear the comms without the helmets on, anyone else in the room could also hear it potentially.
Yeah. Yeah.
Got it.
I've always assumed that I'm switching between like wrist and helmet, and if I'm on the wrist, other people in the room can hear what I'm doing.
Right, yeah.
All right. Let's
Well-
go into the belly of the beast.
As ready as we'll ever be, I guess.
So, Misa ready.
All right.
Let's go.
So
I'm as ready as I'll ever be.
Violence against the state.
as you guys finish your breakfasts and split into your two groups, 40 and Zuso, you follow a map that was given to you by Sage and the Guardians that leads you to a sewer drain outside of the city of Beltran, which you... It's pretty low to the ground, Zuso, but you're a fairly agile creature, and 40, you don't feel back pain, so you very easily crouch down and get through, and you start making your way through these dark, murky, stinky sewers. Meanwhile, Faiben and Thawbor, you two do not go through the sewer. You go right up to the city gates, where there are armed human guards who take a look at you and looked to read something on a data pad. Are you Mr. Thawbor Sheems?
It depends on who you ask, but today, yes.
Well, Commander Angel has authorized us to give you entrance and passage into the city, so he just points to this skyscraper. That's where you're going to want to go. Just ask the receptionist when you get there, and you should be good to go for your meeting with Commander Angel.
Beautiful. You've done a bang-up job. I'm going to put in a good word. That way you get promoted to head gate guard.
He just sort of goes on without really acknowledging anything you just said.
Okay.
I follow closely behind without issue.
Yep, they let you through.
All right. We're walking.
You start making your way through the city streets. This seems to be a much more bustling and larger city than Elia was. Getting all my names mixed up. But Beltran, you do notice, has a significant armed presence with the militia. It seems like everywhere you turn, there's at least someone armed patrol with a blaster rifle. Occasionally, you see one go into a shop and leave a few credits richer. Seems like they're pretty regularly running down shakedown operations. But you proceed through the city so far with minimal issues.
This is Faiben to the rest of the bastards. We have an escape plan, right?
No, not yet. Not yet. Well, but we can talk about one real quick.
I was under the impression that Sage was going to be accompanying you under the skyscraper and was going to be a part of Exfil. And
no, Sage went back to Elia to back up Donric.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah, it's just us.
All right. Well, you guys will be able to get into the sewers. Thawbor, we'll figure something out.
Yeah, I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm not exactly an Ewok. I don't fit into small spaces. I'm not easily hidden.
I'm sure we can steal like a spear bike or something.
So, for a bit of clarification, the explosives that you've been given, Zuso, are on a detonator. They're not on a timer. Mm-hmm. So you do choose when the building goes down.
Okay.
So there would potentially be opportunity to get people out of the building quickly before it goes down. But you would just have to be careful that, Kaster and the rest of his group doesn't get out first.
All right. Well,
that would be the primary concern.
Weisa will be in the sewers. And I will set up the bomb.
Okay.
Make it go boom. After I tell you guys, you got to get out because I might run into some trouble.
So,
and I'll be with I'll be with 4D, right?
Yes, you and 4D. Yes. The plan is there's one set of explosives that you place near the bottom of the building. One of them, actually go through the sewers up into the building.
Okay.
And then you go a few floors up, a few more explosives, and then a few more explosives near the top.
All right.
So we need to coordinate a regroup.
Yes.
When you are at the highest floor to plant, you need to give us some sort of signal. Tell us that you're there in our ears very subtly. Don't let anybody see you communicating. If anybody asks anything, just start saying Wisas and Misas, they'll walk away. They'll get annoyed. They're not
Should
going
we
to
say
care.
Princess Leia?
No, that's the lightsaber signal for in the room only. Don't
ah.
worry about that one. We could have a different one. How about Mon Mothma? When you say Mon Mothma, then that means that you are on the highest floor. That means that we can handle our business in the room. Lightsaber, lightsaber. Everybody happy ending. We meet up. We run down. Whole team gets back in the sewer. Once that sewer lid closes, click.
Yeah, we should meet you in the sewers after we says a Mon Mothma.
Yeah. This is
Close
an
enough.
adequate solution.
Well, you don't even have to meet us in the sewers. We're going to run out of this meeting room and meet you, and then we're all going to run down.
Okay.
And get into this.
Well, what if we can't? I think we should just meet at the sewers, because what if we can't meet in the building?
Well, I think that's a better. It's not. Neither is a perfect plan, but if we are going to, some people, we're going to need to fight our way down, and it's better to do so as a group of 4.
You should meet us at the elevator. We'll go down the elevator shaft the way we came up.
Yes.
All right.
All right.
Let's die hard
Well,
this
I'm
thing.
glad we got that taken care of as we're walking in the front door.
Yeah,
Well,
conveniently at that moment, you turn down the street where you see the skyscraper and the entrance therein. Meanwhile, Zuso, you who's taking point on this? Is it you leading the way or 4D leading the way?
Well, I mean, 4D most likely has a map to guide us to the schematics where we could probably get into an elevator shaft and then lace the whole thing with bombs from bottom to top.
Okay.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, there are a few. There was a map that you were given, so 4D, you can very easily follow your little hollow projection of that map and make your way through the city.
Yes, I
As
can
you guys
follow.
are doing that, Thawbor, you and Faiben walk through the front doors of this skyscraper, which does seem to have a pretty heavily armed guard presence.
Mm-hmm.
But they let you through again. And then you are brought to the front desk where there is a short, blonde-haired human woman who goes, yes, can I help you?
Yes, we have a meeting with a Mr. Angel.
Let me check this. Mr. Sheens and guest?
Yes, this is my +1.
Yes, of course. She taps a few keys on her little intercom. Commander Angel, Mr. Sheems and his associate are here to see you. And you hear there's a pause. Yes, send them right on up. We're just getting preparations finished. Send them to the dining hall with us. Very well. You'll take that elevator there, and it's the 31st floor.
Oh, 31. 31. Very tall, this tower. Lots of floors to go up and down. Love that. Okay. All right. 31 floors. Got it. Okay. We're gonna walk over there now. You have a nice day. And I don't know how to say this in a way that isn't weird, but I advise that you take a lunch break very soon. You just look overworked for no reason at all. I'd say get out of here.
Well, I don't get a break for another 8 hours, but that's fine. That's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
Thank you, though. I appreciate it.
All right. Okay. Look, I tried. All right.
As the elevator door closes and we cut back to...
I was going to try to Jedi mind trick her, but I'm not wasting force points right now.
So, Zuso, you find the entrance through which you can enter the building. It's a little like hatch that looks like it's sort of an emergency escape in case, shit hits the fan for people in this militia. So you crawl and make your way up. 40 you as well.
Can I have while we were making our way up to this elevator shaft, can I have rigged the bombs with little legs, that little droid legs, so they can crawl and attach themselves? Like as I let them go, they're just like all these little bomb droids that I just made.
Well, first let's make a mechanics check to see if you can do.
Oh,
that.
I've got mechanics, bro.
Go ahead and make a
Zuzo's like,
mechanics
oh,
check.
my pretties.
With 2 purple die and 1 black die, because this is a modification you're trying to make on the move, so it might be a little bit harder than normal, but
yeah, because my mechanics is it says 2G 2Y, and I've got it ranked up twice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what do I do then?
So you'll do 2 green, 2 yellow, 2 purple, 1 black.
Okay, 1 black. Let's go for this.
Oh, good lord, that is 4 success and 2 advantage. Very easily, Zuso, you managed to attach some small little legs from your droid repair kit onto these explosive devices.
That's what I'm talking about, baby.
And because of your advantages,
MVP.
that's going to make this next part a little bit easier. I need you to make a computers check to see if you can program these things to place themselves.
Oh, let's see if we can do computers. Oh, we can do a computers check, buddy.
So it'll
I've got that ranked up. I've got that ranked up 3 times.
So go ahead and roll that with a difficulty of
3 yellow.
2 purple and 1 blue boost die because of your advantage.
Dan's out here making the bombs from
I
Super
think it's-
Mario.
Wait, no, it's my intelligence. Wait, is that 4 green?
What's your intelligence?
I've got it 4, so it'd be 3 yellow and 4 green, right?
I'm sorry. How many ranks do you have in it?
3.
So it's 3 yellow, 1 green, 2 purple, 1 blue.
Okay, 2 purple, 1 blue. All right, 3 yellow, 1 green, 2 purple, 1 blue. Man,
I know it's a lot.
It
It ain't like D&D where you just roll a D20.
What'd I get, Michael?
Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot. 3 success. Okay. You are, as 40 opens up this great trapdoor to lead into the building, you have finished programming these droids to where if you get them in the room they're supposed to be, they will go out on their own and set themselves and prime
They're
themselves for
adorable.
detonation.
Right?
Can I keep one?
Oh,
No,
we
so
gotta not fuck
Programmed
this
for
up.
death.
This first floor that you get to, it's actually currently empty. It looks like it's mostly being used for storage, but you very easily see the support pillars that you are have been designated to place these explosives on. And as you release 2 of these droids, they scurry about, place themselves at just the right height on these, and clamp down. And you see start flashing a dim red glow. And now you are prepared to move on to the next floor.
These
Cut
would
back
cause much
to-
death and destruction.
Cut back to Thawbor and Faiben as the turbo lift doors open. You can see this floor is mostly closed off, save for the one dining room. There, you open the door into it, and there is it looks like a fairly large open room, very minimal decorating. It's just the one long dining table, 2 seats along the side, 2 seats on either head of the table, and then just a large window that looks out through the city of Beltran. And you see arms folded behind him, gazing out the window, someone who looks to be wearing a white military garb that looks very much just straight up Imperial, not even trying to hide it. Black slick back hair, looks to be human, but again, you don't get a good look at the face because he's not looking at you. Sitting on 2 sides of the table, there are 2 more. It looks like they look to be wearing just generic formal wear rather than any military attire. But there are 4 empty seats total at the heads of the table and then the other 2 sides of the table. And as the human turns around, Thawbor, you recognize this as Kaster Angel, and he looks at you with a big old smile. And you can see very clearly he is just wearing his ISB uniform, rank insignia and everything. No, not even an attempt to hide who or what he is, as he opens his arms wide and approaches. Thawbor Sheems, it's been too long, and he brings you in for a hug.
Oh, Caster, you're looking good. You're wearing the outfit even after
I
everything.
figured I'd break this old thing out, given the circumstances. And he turns to Faiben. And you must. I'm sorry. What was your name again?
Faiben Martell.
Mr. Martell. And do you mind if I just would like to see your face, if it's all well and good?
Absolutely, sir. Faiben
Takes off the helmet.
He takes a look at you. Fascinating. And I thought for the longest time that all of you were dead. But regardless, a pleasure. And he reaches out his hand to shake yours.
I, playing the dutiful soldier, simply bow, since an Inquisitor would probably be following that kind of custom.
I like this one, but trust me, such formalities aren't necessary. We're simply here to catch up and reminisce of the old days and maybe talk business here in a bit. Please have a seat. Mr. Martell, you'll have the seat at this end of the table, and Thawbor, the seat next to him. As he gets seated at the other head of the table, just leaving the one empty seat directly next to him.
Thawbor, as he sits down, whispers into his breast pocket, "Give me, make sure you're recording all of this, just in case. I want people to know that I went out in a blaze."
You get no verbal response, no auditory response, but you do feel a slight vibration in your breast pocket to indicate that Kimmy is now recording.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, what a nice spread. Look at this place. Nice outfit on. Sort of leaning into some of the drama from a few years ago. The glove doesn't fit. You must have quit. I really admire all of that.
I'm still shocked that things went as smoothly as they did. It was truly incredible the way you told them about the whole Necronus thing, that it was really all Shadow Wing and how we didn't have anything to do with it. It was truly masterful on your part. So many of my colleagues thought they had me dead to rights, and yet here I stand, a free man.
Duty calls. We almost rise to the occasion, as you've done here, and running this place. Very nice front desk staff. Everything seems to have worked out in the end for everybody.
Oh, indeed. It's been a wild few years, but I think we've established something quite nice here, and things are on the rise. I think we'll be in very good shape as soon as we can deal with these damn Guardians. But we'll get to that later. Mr. Martell, why don't you tell me a bit about yourself? Like I said, I thought all Inquisitors were gone, as a few servant droids come in and bring in a few platters of food. There's a variety of meats and a few veggies, and there's one servant droid with a bottle of wine and a plate of glasses as he approaches and offers you some.
No, thank you.
Turns to Thawbor.
Thanks. Appreciate that. Okay.
No, as more and more of my Inquisitor brother and sisters fell as the war ramped up, I found myself being one of the last of the Inquisitorius, and with no other Inquisitors left, I was cast aside, but I always was waiting for the Empire's chance to rise again and take revenge against the Republic.
And that time will come. They'll get what's coming to them eventually, but it's truly been fascinating seeing this galaxy change, hasn't it? I mean, just a few years ago, we were on top of everything, and now it's all the New Republic and freedom throughout the Outer Rim. Even crime syndicates are having a hard time keeping control in the midst of all this chaos.
Chaos. Yeah, it has been very chaotic. That's for sure. Winds of change. But you seem to have avoided a lot of that. I mean, not clearly you're free, as we established. But in terms of big plans, is there anything that you want to clue me in on that you think you might need help with, or anything like that?
Well,
seeing that these are hard times.
if we want to get straight down to business, there is a bit of a plan for expansion. You know, we started small with just this one world, trying to preserve some form of order and stability, but expansion will be necessary if this is to be anything more than a frivolous movement of ours. We have a plan in place to acquire significantly more assets, shall we say, in terms of ships and enforcers. There's a certain something, a piece of the puzzle that's missing first, that was stolen from us by a few individuals living up on the mountain between our city and Elia.
I nudge Thawbor with my leg, trying to make sure we keep him talking on that specific note.
Now, what kinds of individuals are we talking about? Are we talking about New Republic, or are these people that we can beat in the court of law? Is this something that I can help with, or are we talking more, pew pew?
Mr. Sheems, I don't think the form of the court of law will do much good out here in this part of the Outer Rim. I think here on the borders of Hut space, I think it's best to solve things with a heated blaster, or perhaps in Mr. Martel's case, a laser sword. I'm sorry, would you be so kind, Mr. Martel? Do you have your lightsaber still?
Yes, sir.
I
throw
so
my
kind as
cape.
to demonstrate it for us. I've never seen one in person.
I kind of nudge the cape to the side, pull it off my belt with the force. Give him the old razzle dazzle.
His eyes very visibly widen, both at the usage of the force and your activation of said lightsaber.
Kick it on, and I do the sadistic version of Anakin with the pear, and I just kind of over something on the table to just kind of cleave it.
A piece of meat that you cleave it to as both halves of it fall onto your plate.
Huh? I told you I brought you the real deal, Kaster.
His other two cohorts look a little freaked out at it, and you notice the one that's sitting next to Faiben kind of scooches to the side a little bit further away. Well, that is truly something. I'll confess I had my doubts, but I think that about proves it. Fascinating. But as I was saying, this individual sage has stolen a shipment from me that contains some very important data that I'll need if we're to expand this operation any further. Meanwhile, quick cutaway to Zuso and 40. I need both of you to go ahead and make, let's see, what kind of checks is it? I just want to make sure I don't get the name wrong. Go ahead and make stealth checks for me.
Shit.
With a difficulty of 1 purple and 1 red.
So that would be 3 green for 3 agility.
Yep.
And then 1 red.
1 purple and 1 red.
Okay, 1 purple and 1 red.
Okay, that's 1 success and 2 advantage. So you guys make your way up the floors through. You actually use the staircase for this for the sake of avoiding other individuals. You do notice a camera or two, but you are very easily able to just kind of hug the walls and avoid their line of sight. Not a whole lot of people as you're coming up this building. You get the sense that this building is almost certainly for show, like it was taken over as a show of force, but they don't really have the means to maintain it or actually populate most of the floors with things. Mm-hmm. So a lot of it is just being used for empty space. So you come upon the middle section of the tower where you are meant to place your explosives, and Zuso, once again, your droids scurry along and place themselves on the pillar with no problem.
Zuso, if you see any guards, let me know. I want to apologize to them before we kill them.
Yusa shouldn't say nothing. Apologize after.
Thank you.
Apologize after you kill them. It's better that way.
Agree to disagree.
Okay.
So, as you proceed back up the tower, cut back to Thawbor and Faiben. Dinner proceeds as Kaster has spent the last several minutes basically just explaining that Sage has been a nuisance for him for the past month or so, as he has tried to rope people from Elia back into Beltran, and their forces have sort of been preventing them from doing so. And meanwhile, the dinner has continued while there's still just one empty seat next to Kaster Angel.
So, is this everyone? I think we might have maybe over planned. Maybe
Where is he? Pulls out a comlink. Hawk, we specifically requested your presence. Are you planning on showing up?
As I like fake scratch my face to like cover my mouth, I just whisper, "Dank Ferric." to
There's
Thawbor.
no response. Hawk? Yeah, I'm working on something. I'll be there in a few minutes. Well, hurry it along. There's a guest I'd like you to meet. Now, where were we?
Sith spit.
Thawbor, it's been a minute. What have you been up to in these past 2 years? Any similar clientele to myself?
A couple people here and there, some low-level guys, avoiding some things. I wasn't a Death Star gunner. No, I did this. I wasn't on Endor. Jakku this, that. A couple TIE fighter pilots, crashed, didn't die. And I want to sue a government that doesn't exist anymore. It's a whole thing. A couple of that. The huts. Huts are always great. They're good if they like you.
Surprisingly reasonable with us, given the fact that we placed ourselves near the borders of their territory.
Yeah, I think they get a bad rap sometimes. They could be difficult sometimes.
Back in my Imperial days, they were actually the easiest of all the crime syndicates to deal with. Very cooperative, and they paid us a significant fee in taxes, which I think is part of why we didn't blow them all to high hell.
Death and taxes, right? The only two things that we can depend on to be sure things in this
we certainly
galaxy.
Brought both.
Everything's alleged as far as I'm concerned. You know me, but yeah, things have been good. Things have been good. Office is great. Bills paid. Things going well. I was happy to hear that you were active. Didn't expect you to be around. That's why I hit you up when I knew that there might be somebody here that could join your team and maybe improve it a little bit.
And how did you two come into contact? I'm fascinated to know.
Oh, well, it was when you visited me on Dayu, right, Faiben? You were looking for work. You'd heard about some of the cases and the affiliates. People like Mr. Angel.
Indeed, I've spent some time going back and forth between the Gundark's Nest as a fighting champion there and working on a relationship with Mr. Sheems to help bring the Empire back to her former glory.
Yes. It was about planets' rights. Never forget. It was about planets' rights. Planets' rights to what? Not sure. But that's what I hear.
When did you leave the Gundark's Nest, if you don't mind me asking? I heard tragedy befell that place rather recently, if I recall.
Indeed. I had fingers in both pots. So the news of the station's attack came while I was able to link up with Mr. Sheems.
Yes, we were. I was away on business. I was, running some documents and doing some things here and there. Mid-rim, outer-rim, core, just back and forth. The grind. And Faiben and I met up, and I heard that things got pretty dicey over there. I haven't been in a while, but it'll be a shame to lose that place. It was a lot of fun.
I don't know about that, but we did manage to hire a few mercenaries for a few jobs here and there from there. It's sort of a shame that it's gone now, but what can you do? It's hot space. Anything goes there.
That's true.
Mr. Martel, I appreciate your straightforwardness with me, and I look forward to our working relationship together, as I'm sure you've become very enthralled with our operation here. I'm sure it's been to your liking.
Yes, of course. I want nothing more than to see the Galactic Empire rise again.
Well, I can say much the same for myself, but keep in mind we do have to keep things a little cautious. So while we can't be the Empire in name, we can basically be them in action. And when the time comes, and when all of our ducks are in a row, then I imagine it will be quite easy for us to undo the sins wrought upon us. But in order to do that, we need to deal with Sage and his guardians. As a gesture of goodwill and a show of loyalty to us, would you be willing to go and lead a squad to assassinate Sage, bring back my droid?
It would be my honor, Commander.
Look at this. Look at this. Working relationship already.
Here's to that. He takes a big old sip of his goblet. Meanwhile, Zuso and 40, I need you to go ahead and make one more stealth check for me. This time with a
what floor are they on now?
They are near the top floor.
Okay,
don't fuck this up, y'all.
It's been super smooth for them.
This one is going to be a difficulty of 2 red dice, however.
So that'd be 3 green, 2 red, 1 purple.
No purple. Just your green and yellow dice and 2 red.
I don't have any yellow.
Don't sound so excited.
What's the yellow dice again?
Those are if you have any ranks in your stuff. Okay, Zuso got 2 success.
Yeah. It's my night.
So, what's your agility, 40, and do you have any ranks in stealth?
4.
Any ranks in stealth?
Let's see. No.
Okay, then it's just going to be 4 green dice and 2 red dice.
Affirmative. There we go.
Okay, that is 1 success, 2 advantage, and 1 despair. Okay.
Oh,
Fuck.
yay.
So you guys, once again, sneak by the cameras. You guys have gone up like 50 flights of stairs at this point. You make your way near the top floor where you're supposed to go in, and you open the door, and there is a large penthouse here with a few, it looks like images on the wall that are like abstract art, very bizarre high-end pieces. There is a long desk with a hologram where you can see there is someone rapidly typing away. This is a sort of balding, older-looking human man who looks to be missing a hand. So he's only typing with one hand as he looks up and sees you. Who the fuck are you?
Is he the drummer of Def Leppard?
I can't hear any of this, can I?
No, because you've got your helmet off.
God fucking damn it.
I can hear it though.
It's true. Thawbor can hear it, and Zuso and 40, you're just looking about 10 meters away from this
so
man.
Cinematically, the who the fuck are you happens. Then, Kaster's probably, getting another round of wine in and everything. So Thawbor's big ass Athorium foot starts aggressively kicking Faiben under the table.
What's going on up there?
Misa, Misa.
Who the fuck are you?
Well, Misa, I am just a tech.
I'm trying to
fix your computer. And
yes,
I
we are
also
techs.
help you with your hand.
Make a deception check. With a difficulty of 1 purple, 1 red, and 1 black. the black dice because you are non-human, which is a rare sight in this building. But I'm also going to give you a blue boost die because you offered to fix his hand.
Somebody is talking to Zuzo, and I think it might be our missing dinner guest.
Oh, fuck.
The appetizers are great, by the way.
Okay, so that is one success. So,
Oh my god!
he moves his hand away from his holster. And you're here to fix what exactly?
Your computer, and if you'd like, your hand.
Well, hold on one sec. I just gotta... He pulls a file and keeps typing for another second as you and 4D just awkwardly sort of walk in, get a little closer to the desk. Not really sure how close to get.
Okay.
He steps away after a moment. Be my guest.
Okay.
Just sort of keeps an eye on you as you move over to the computer.
This is very fortuitous. Hi.
Four Ds. You need to download everything on that computer, but pretend to fix it. I'm gonna make him a quick hand.
You do see the guy turns away from you and holds up his comm link, and you hear, so did you see that file that I uploaded? I saw it all right. Cut back to Thawbor, Sheems, and Faiben. Now then, where were we? Sorry, it's been a wild roller coaster of a conversation.
I get it.
Faiben, you said you've been on the Gundark's nest, just fighting, just making ends meet as some sort of prize fighter.
Indeed. It is unfortunate that the Darth Vader's finest soldiers had to lower themselves to such meaningless combat situations. But yes, I made something of myself at the Gundark's nest, and I'm glad, honestly, that it no longer stands, that I no longer have to harness the power of the dark side in the name of profit.
Well, trust me, there will be profit for us. Just, I think we're looking towards something a bit more lucrative and more long-lasting. I think coming up to us was the right decision. And he looks down. Excuse me for just a moment. I have to take this. Pulls out his comm link. This is Angel. You lied to me, Kaster.
Can we hear this?
Yeah, you can hear this.
I lean into Thawbor again and just say, that's fucking salvage.
Pardon me for 1 second, Prince. And he sort of undoes his collar a little bit as he's clearly looking very uncomfortable. I don't know what you're talking about. Could you be a bit more specific? You told me you didn't have any of the droids, Kaster. Why did I just receive the data from HSD-1 coming straight from your penthouse? Well, you see, it's
While this is happening, I lean over to Thawbor and I kind of like pull the cape to the side because on my right leg is where my blaster is. Take the blaster, Thawbor.
Thawbor reaches down, grabs the blaster, slides it into his.
You know, I wanted to gather all 3 of the droids before I sent them off to you, and I had another one on the way, but then, there was the situation with... I don't want to hear your excuses anymore, Kaster. So I know you never were planning to honor our deal to begin with. So how's this? You've got 1 hour to get me the data for HSD-2 before I blow the entire city of Beltran to smithereens. You can't expect me to be able to do what I haven't been able to do in a month and an hour. You have 1 hour, Kaster. 1 hour to live, 1 hour to get me what I want. Make what you will of it. The transmission cuts out.
But should we? Is this a bad time? Do you want to? Should we leave? Sounds very personal over there.
He looks to his other two commanding officers. Mobilize all our forces. We need to get to the city of Elia immediately. He rises up and starts to sort of walk over toward the turbo lift.
I stop him with I force grab him. I grab him with the force.
Oh, you panicked. Okay.
Go ahead and make a force check for me.
Well, what do I do that with again?
So roll your 2 white dice.
2 white?
Yep.
And tell me what that means.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I forgot I have to look at these now. That is 3 light side. However, you can spend 1 of your destiny points to convert that to a dark side point, so you're able to use it. You currently have 3 light side points at your disposal.
Sure.
Okay. So as you reach out physically, as he starts toward the turbo lift, and you actually sort of like trip him up so he falls flat on his face as his other 2 guards turn to you. Meanwhile, let's cut back to Zuso and 40. So Zuso, what are you doing at this guy's computer? Are you
Well, I told 40 to download whatever and also pretend that he's fixing it, and I'm out of I have like a backpack that always I have spare parts because I'm a mechanic.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fashioning him some sort of hand so he can use both hands.
Okay. So you're starting to create the vaguest like outline, like just get the appendages, just the bases of fingers set up as you're sort of welding pieces of metal together with part of your hand. So did you make you sorry, this isn't Kaster talking, it's Hawk. So did you make your own hand yourself, or?
Well, yeah, Misa always been good with mechanics, and so I had to make my own arm. I got bit off when I was young by a big grouper fish.
Fascinating. So 40, as you are downloading all of this into your own data banks, you do find the recently accessed data to HSD 3 or HSD 1 rather, and download that as well.
Okay. I am here to fix your computer.
Well, it's not mine, but I'm sure you'll appreciate it. Let me just salvage you. You get all that? You did get it, right? Like you saw what it was. You know that I'm still on your side here. We're still on the same team. You've got 1 hour to get out of Beltran before I blow it sky high. What do you mean blow it? Like you're gonna? And at that exact moment, everyone can see this out the window as a Star Destroyer comes out of hyperspace and begins to approach in atmosphere. Shit. And you recognize it as Salvage's ship, the Junkyard Leviathan.
It's the souped up one.
Okay. You say everything you got to say, Michael.
So at that point, Hawk gets up and he's like, "Oh, you've got to be criffing kidding me." And he throws down the pieces that Zuso has gotten together and starts booking it toward the stairs. 40 and Zuso, do you try and stop him? Do you do anything?
I try to reach out and just grab him with my droid strength.
Okay.
By the collar.
Go ahead and make a coordination check for me.
Okay.
With a difficulty of 1 purple and 1 red.
Let me see. I've got nothing on coordination, so that's What's the base again?
So it's just an amount of greens equal to your agility.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's roll.
Okay, that is 1 success and 2 advantage. So as you basically just bear hug this man, and his arms are sort of constrained.
And then
Let go of me, stupid droid!
I am here to fix your computer.
I jump on the computer and lock us in the room.
Okay. To do that, you would actually just go over to the droid's control panel, but you very easily slam that thing shut and lock it and reprogram it very easily, very quickly in order to lock the two of you within the penthouse. So, cut back to Faiben and Thawbor. Let's go ahead and have both of you roll cool checks real quick as we try and roll for some form of initiative here.
How do I roll for cool?
It should be on your
presence
sheets.
Okay.
Whatever your presence is. So I'm rolling 3 green on that.
Presence is 3 for me as well. Oop, that's one. I think that's good.
I rolled mine.
Sorry, I keep forgetting I have to look at yours. Oh, good lord. Yeah, both of you did good. Mr. Shims, that is 2 success, 3 advantage, and Faiben is 4 success, 1 advantage. So, Faiben, you're going to be the very first one up.
Cool. I put my helmet back on.
Okay, and you see at this point, as we're rolling for initiative, the other 2 officers are starting to draw their pistols. Kaster is just flat on his face at the moment.
He's flat on his face.
I scoop Kaster up, kick on the lightsaber, hold it to his neck, and tell him, "You're going to tell us everything about your little operation with salvage now. We are the only thing that stands between annihilation and Beltran."
Okay. I'm not even gonna make you have to make an intimidation check for Kaster. That's gonna work when we get around to him. Thawbor, what would you like to do on your turn?
So I've got these guys are pulling their blasters on us on the other side. So this is happening here. I'm here. Blasters are being pulled.
Well, they started heading with Kaster toward the turbo lift, so they're all sort of in the same area by the turbo lift. Y'all have just sort of stepped away from the table, so it's like you facing them.
Gotcha. Okay. So, but are they trying to shoot when he threatens Kaster? Do they continue to try to fight?
They have their blasters just pointed at Faiben.
Okay.
Haven't shot yet, but.
All right. Trying to see what are the options here because I don't want to.
I'm pretty sure you also have. You technically have 2 blasters now because you have the blaster pistol you had, and now you have Faiben's as well because you grabbed it off of him.
I do have 2. The Thawbor akimbo. Yeah. Okay. So I guess
Two-Face in Arkham City. 2 guns, bitch.
Yeah. Honestly, like Thawbor raises both of the blasters with one pointed at each guy. So now we're in some sort of like Mexican standoff. So you've got this threat is happening here. You have 2 guys pointing here, 2 blasters here, and then I'm gonna raise the blasters. I don't fire them, but then I say, "Kimmy, run interference!" And Kimmy flies out of my breast pocket and starts circling around these guys, making it so that they are thinking that something is happening around them, while I've got blasters trained on them, but obviously to the best of Thawbor's ability.
Go ahead and make an intimidation check, Thawbor. Difficulty of 2 purple, but add a blue boost die to it because you do have 2 blasters on them.
Gotcha.
Actually, add 2 boost die because Faiben exists.
Faiben exists. Where is my intimidation?
Sorry, it might not be called intimidation. I think it's coercion. I'm in D&D mode in my brain.
No, you're good. Yeah, it's coercion. Okay, so that's going to be
3. I've got a rank in it, so that's 2 greens and a yellow. So we're doing 2 greens, a yellow, 2 blue, and two purple.
Sorry, say that one more time.
I have 2 greens, a yellow. You said 2 blue.
And 2 purple, yeah.
And 2 purple. All right, let's roll that.
So that is 4 success, 1 threat, and 1 triumph. And so one of them like smacks Kimmy for a second before he sees the blaster at you. So Kimmy sort of like spirals for a second before regaining her footing and like bonking him on the head and then coming back into your pocket. And after the two of them see your blasters, they slowly place their blasters on the ground.
Yeah.
And kick them toward you.
All right. The Blaster City up in here.
So in that case, I guess we can forego the rest of the initiative order because they never even got their turns.
Look at us go.
Faiben, you asked him to provide everything about his deal with salvage. That's what you asked him, right?
Yeah, and I hoist them up and pin them up against the wall too.
Okay, so you grab him by the throat and you point your lightsaber right at his throat in sort of like a almost like a Obi-Wan Kenobi-esque lightsaber point, but instead of pointing with the 2 fingers, you're grabbing him by the fucking throat.
The most Faiben Martell thing that happened so far.
And he's like, all right, we cut a deal. The original deal was that I would get him these 3 droids. He would give me his Star Destroyer. Then once I found out what these droids could do, I obviously wanted their materials for myself. And so that was it. That was the deal.
That's all?
That's it.
Can I do some type of check to make sure he's telling the truth?
I have an idea how you can make sure he's telling the truth. Ignite that lightsaber into the wall next to his head.
Like this? And I just slash the wall?
There's no need for any of that. I promise you that is all the nature of our deal was. Hawk Scuff came along as well on Salvage's recommendation, but that was just because he was a recommendation as a mercenary because we were in need of help because of the nature of the Sage and how he was interfering with our plans. That's it.
That son of a bitch. And am I able to do any check to verify this, Michael? Or like, word of God, is this it?
You, once again, slash and bring your lightsaber like borderline singeing this man's cheek, and he is not changing his story at all. He seems to be too terrified of you to tell any sort of mistruth.
Okay.
Ask him how many droids he has. Does he have a droid here?
Where's your droid?
The fuck are you talking about? What droid?
The map, the droid map. Where is it?
It's in the penthouse.
Penthouse?
Penthouse.
4D Zuzo. Where are you guys?
We so busy at the moment.
And you
We're in the penthouse.
You're in the penthouse? Stay put. We're coming your way.
I'm fixing the computer.
Okay. Copy that. We're headed your way. I stabbed Kaster Angel in the heart.
And he like starts grabbing your shoulder as you like bring the blade and his body down as his 2 cohorts just sort of look in horror and look over at Thawbor, afraid that he's about to shoot.
Long live the Empire.
Holy shit.
Thawbor runs over and loots him.
Dude, Faiben is cold.
Faiben, are you going to deal with the other 2 that are with him? Or
I'll let the building take care of them itself.
Faiben.
Okay, so you two. So I've still got them, right? They're pissed. They're scared. On your knees.
Get on their knees. Hands.
Go
over
sit
their head.
now. Crawl and go sit next to your deceased former boss.
What the fuck?
They go and they lay
That's
prone.
too dark for you?
Next to
just stay where you are. Just chill. What the fuck? Go. Head towards again, wildly gesturing with the lightsaber. Just go towards the god. Jesus Christ.
Okay, give me 1 second. Kimmy flies out. Take a photo of him, just so we can prove later on that we did the right thing, I guess.
There's a
sorta,
little
kinda,
flash from her little camera bulb, and she goes back into your pocket.
maybe. Okay. Make better life choices, gentlemen. You ready to go?
Let's go.
So you head in the turbo lift, and you make your way up toward the penthouse.
Do we have Sage on comms?
You have his comm frequency. You can contact him for sure.
While we're on our way up to the penthouse, I want to ring Sage.
Yeah.
All right. Does he answer?
Yeah. Sorry, I forgot I had to be Sage too. I'm like, what
You've
am
reached
I
the
supposed to be,
comlink
Game Master? You
channel
want
of
me to be
Sage.
everyone?
Leave a message after the tone.
This is Sage.
Hi, this is your friend and hero, Thawbor Sheems, and my sidekick, Faiben. I just want you to know, one Kaster Angel is less than alive.
Well, that's good, but there's another big fucking issue in the sky right now.
We are working on it. We are on our way up. The entire group will be together in the penthouse where we will get the last droid.
Let us know when the building goes down.
Copy that.
Okay.
So you have a few more seconds in the elevator if you two would like to discuss anything further.
First things first, we need to. Okay. We're going to get every ounce of information we can out of Hawkscuff. Then we get some type of vehicle, take it back to the Bastard, and then we got to bring down the Junkyard Leviathan before they destroy the city.
Well, if we okay. Sounds good. Look, I don't know how to bring this up. I'm not really good with these like sensitive talks. Are you ready for all this?
No, I'm not, but somebody has to be.
This guy though, this hawk guy is it seems a little like a sensitive issue, or
He killed the man I love. Yeah, it's a little touchy, but we'll make it work.
But is this going to be maybe a bridge too far for you in terms of, the dark side of the Force? God, that sounds silly.
It is incredibly silly, and we'll figure this out as we go.
And
Okay.
as you say that, the turbo lift doors open, and you see Zuso like wave at you from the computer console as 4D is just like holding.
Hi, buddy.
Hi, friends.
Oh, look, it's the dream.
I march up to 4D, take off the helmet,
set it down, and throw a wild fucking haymaker at Hawkscuff while he's in 4D's arms.
Boom! And you knock out a tooth with that blow as he.
I just made him a hand.
I am sorry.
Oh, he
Also,
made you a
good punch,
hand?
Faiben.
How's your stump healing, Hawk? How you feeling, buddy?
The fuck? How did you get down here?
How did you know I was on Vuma?
The fuck? I didn't know you were on Vuma until you just punched me in the face. You fucking ow! The fuck?
You didn't send your men after me?
No,
in
I sent my
Sage's
men
base.
after Sage. Why the fuck would I send my men after you?
I grabbed him by the stump.
Ah!
Don't you remember what you fucking did to me and Jax Kalen? Or did you hunt so many Jedi for the Empire that we all just blur together?
Look, man, that was like 20 years ago. I don't remember all that. I've done so much crap since then. Did we meet? Did I?
I punch him again.
Oh. Now you throw a mean right hand, but you're really shitty at explaining things.
You so sure you got the right guy?
What do you have going on with salvage?
Well, evidently, not much, as I essentially have an hour to live. We all need to get the fuck out of here as quickly as possible if any of us hope to survive.
Thawbor takes out one of the blasters, whichever one is better. I'm assuming the one that I just picked up out of Faiben's.
Yeah.
And puts it right against Hawk's temple and says,
Answer my friend's questions. We don't have a lot of time. What can you tell us that will make me even consider letting you walk?
What do you want to know?
We want to know what the hell is going on between you and Salvage and the recently deceased Kaster Angel.
Caster's dead?
Very freshly.
Good job.
Thank you.
Well, look, Salvage has been paying me to do a little work for him. Not a whole lot of people trust him, so when he needs boots on the ground, getting something done, I do it. I helped. There was a thing he wanted to attack the Gundark's nest because there was someone on the Gundark's nest with something that he wanted. So he needed it to not be controlled by the Hutts, so that way the Hutts wouldn't mind if it got blown to hell. So I put in maybe a teensy bit of a white lie with some of my lawsuits, so that way they wouldn't think that it was that lucrative for them in the long run if it were to go down. So keep the heat off of Salvage a bit.
Shoot him in the shoulder.
You're shooting him in the shoulder, or you want me to shoot him in the shoulder?
You have my blaster. Shoot him in the shoulder.
I'm shooting him in the shoulder.
I know the Gundark's nest was a shithole, but there were innocent people on that space station that you got killed because your chicken shit ass had to throw in with the likes of Salvage. Where is the Force Forsaken droid?
It's in that drawer. I already uploaded the data to Salvage, though. He already has the data for it.
So that's only one droid. Someone get the
I get the
Zuzo.
droid.
You're free. Get the droid.
He said something, though, that he already knows where he can find the other two. Something about, I think, Elia.
What?
We need to get back to the bastard, and now.
Yeah,
4D, drop him.
Goodbye.
Drops to the floor.
So sorry about your
lands
shoulder.
on all fours and very slowly looks up at you.
We gonna
Holds
blow
up
this
his
building?
hand in his-
In one moment, I lift Hawk into the air with the Force, like by the neck, like Count Dooku
Listen,
Force choke
I
style.
can give you more details. I can.
Then talk.
Look, I've been on Salvage's shit before. If you help me get the hell off this planet, then maybe I'll consider giving you those details. I just want to live at the end of the day. Maybe live a little comfortably would be nice, but I'll take what I can get.
At this point, Thawbor is like sweating profusely. Like he's clearly having a crisis because I think Hawk is saying a lot of the stuff that Thawbor has said in previous situations, and this is not. He is like he's got like hand jitters and everything while this is going on.
Faiben reaches out and grabs his blaster back, like almost by the shaft of it, and like cocks it back and holds it up at Hawk. He does it in such a fast motion that no one else in the room notices that he switches it to stun. But he's just so quick with a boop boop bah, and lets the shot off with a stun round.
Yeah, as suddenly like Thawbor, you almost instinctually like lunge forward to like stop. Like it's like when you see someone about to get hit by a car, even if it's someone you don't like, you're instinctually sort of be like, oh shit. But you see very quickly it's actually a blue stun ring as Hawk's body goes limp as it sort of Faiben lets it flop downward.
4D,
Are we gonna have to carry him out of here?
4D, if you wouldn't mind carrying this waste of life out of this compound, we're going to get him for every ounce of information he has. It's time
Gladly,
to go.
friend.
We have all bombs planted.
Yeah. They I programmed them.
Zuso says that as,
where they
as
need
the
to
last
be.
two go and scurry up the walls.
All right, so let's head down this turbo lift. When we get out of the front door, you know what to do. Big booma.
At this point, actually, alarms start going off in the building.
What's that? Who's to set that off?
Might have something to do with the fact that Kaster Angel has a lightsaber wound through his chest.
Well, this is great. Okay. So should we leave through the turbo lift or should we run down? Are we heading out through the front door or should we go all the way down back into the sewers? What seems best?
I think we should take the turbo lift straight down the way we came. but
Okay.
we're gonna have to climb down so we don't get any interference.
You guys downloaded the computer. Is there anything that would say that there might be like speeder bikes we can hijack to maybe hightail it back to Elia faster?
There a garage here?
Well,
There
that's
is a garage
I'll
down
check
there.
the schematics.
that's where the sewers came up. We came up through the garage and took the turbo lift shaft up from the garage.
Okay.
You guys
Okay.
actually took the stairs from the sewers, but there is actually a garage near that location where there might be a speeder.
All right.
Okay.
We're going there.
Yeah.
Okay. So you make your way down the stairs as these alarms start blaring. You have to stop once or twice because someone leaves from an area on a lower floor, goes a few stories down, and then goes.
Ooh,
that
wait a
area
minute.
again.
Since you like hacked into the computer and stuff, is there any way you can make it so that like the building locks down? Everyone who's in here is in here, where we keep Sage's promise. Like this
Everyone
whole
dies.
infrastructure goes to hell.
Save all the people to die.
He wanted all of his forces. I guess building staff as a casualty.
Well, what about the janitorial crew?
Ah,
What-
no, they just let the building come down. Sage
What
is gonna
about the
have no way
Death
of
Star
keeping track of it.
contractors? we're in clerks now. What about
In
the
my
independent
mind, there were
contractor?
other like ex-Imperials here, but this is just
Yeah.
normal people who are evacuating the
Yeah.
building. Caster Angel's dead. This building is going to go up in flames, so the whole structure of the military occupation is going to crumble no matter
Oh, that
what.
reminds me, Michael. Did I find anything when I looted Caster?
Yeah, you find about 160 credits,
Oh,
and you find like an old Imperial medal that he kept on his person.
Ooh,
Love that.
sentimental.
Oh, I rip off the fake Imperial cape and throw it in the
I
building
figured.
so it can be destroyed.
So you guys make your way down to the garage, and it's very much like the ending of Return of the Jedi on the Death Star 2, where there are people who see you there but make no attempt to stop you, as some of them go for speeder bikes and just start
Yeah.
going out. And you manage to find yourself a little land speeder as you very quickly. Who wants to drive the land speeder?
I think Zuzo or 40 should drive.
I can drive.
Suzuso, you take the wheel, start this land speeder, and you jet off toward the city of Elia, and that's where we're going to end this session.
Nice.
Damn.
That was a good one.